I still will get up and just post. I will post a video. I will post a post. I might get 2 likes. I might get 10. I might get 30. But let me tell you something. Every cheesy video I've posted that's taken me 10 takes because I didn't like the first 9, every time somebody messages me because it triggered something in their head. I have to keep showing up. I want to as well, but if I don't keep showing up, I'm also doing a disservice.
This is such a fun episode because I was joined by my longtime friend, Starr Hall. She and I met so many years ago when we were both at the start of our career. And it's been so much fun watching her journey, just watching her grow and build over the years. She is the epitome of an entrepreneur. She has launched and sold businesses. She's reinvented her brand more than once. And she continues to show up with new ideas, energy, and a lot of passion. In this conversation, she shares really great insight into how to choose what projects to work on, how to stay creative, inspired, and keep showing up, especially on those days when you just don't feel like it. This episode is packed with so much goodness. I hope you enjoy. Starr, it is so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh my gosh, it's so great to see you. I don't know how you look the same. You guys have a secret, but thank you for having me on. It's great to.
Oh my gosh. It was so funny because we've just, for you listening, just so you know, Starr and I have been on the call now for like 20 minutes or no longer than that. And she's like, wait, are we recording? I'm like, no, but I wish we just recorded that whole thing because we've been getting caught up. And I'm so excited to introduce you to Starr because we met probably over 15 years ago. And when I met you, you were speaking at the it was an entrepreneur magazine event. I think it was the Entrepreneur of the Year award or something like that. And you were one of the speakers and you were promoting your Smarty VA,
Oh my gosh.
which was a business. And the stars like talking about smart. Now, this is way back when social media just started. It was just came out. Nobody was posting. No one knew what this thing was. And you had this Smarty VA company and you invited people to become Smarty VAs. And I jumped at the chance and I became a Smarty VA. And that was the start of our journey.
That's right. My gosh, that was a blip in my memory. I totally forgot about that. Smarty V, it was like Smarty virtual assistants before they even existed. Now
Yes.
you do, you know?
Yeah.
You became a Smarty VA.
Oh, yeah. Not only did I become a Smarty VA, but that's when I really just got so into entrepreneurship and business because I remembered I would email you and I'd say, hey, Starr, I just want to give you some feedback. This is what's happening when we're talking to clients and what's going on. And I think there might be ways to improve. And I was like, I hope I'm not overstepping my boundary. But you were like, oh, this is amazing. Like, bring it all in. I have to work out these kinks and this and that. And then I don't remember how long it was, but then I also remember how cool you were because I think it was maybe a year or 2 later or 3 years, however long. And you were featured in Entrepreneur Magazine for businesses that failed, basically. And you shared your Smarty VA story.
I did share it and I remember why it failed. I sold the technology that I built because back then I had web developers design the platform and the system, like remember the lead generation system?
Yes.
So I sold the technology for what I basically paid to build it out. So I didn't make a profit, but I did talk about that. And I mean, I have failures every year, a handful of them. If I don't, then what am I doing? Right. As an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
because I learned from them all, but I do remember that. And it was super interesting reason why it failed. I don't know if you want to go into that, but it was before its time. Number one, like it got a lot of traction very quickly, but it got stalled in the lead generation area. And then I ended up getting lawsuits.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I got sued by a handful of women. I was 4 or 5 women. I won all the lawsuits, which was great and what's so interesting about it is at the time I was so angry. I was like, how dare them? Like I'm trying to help them. And at the time though, I hired an attorney and I said, I'm right and they're wrong. And so do what it takes for me to win these lawsuits. And she said, well, it's going to probably cost you about $100,000. I said, I don't care. I'm right. And I was so stubborn back then, but that's not really my point to it. I did win all the lawsuits because it was right, but it was more about the personal attack on my brand that I was really that was important to me. It wasn't as I look back at it now, it wasn't even about me necessarily being right. It was they were attacking my personal brand, like trying to bring the brand down. It was reputation, which I've been in PR for 30 years. It was the reputation piece that I could not like back down from. I had to save the reputation on myself,
Yeah.
you know?
So I did not know that happened. Why do you think, in addition to it was before its time, what were some of the other challenges that you faced?
Some of the other challenges that I faced with specifically with Smarty VA,
Yeah.
well, it was hard back then to keep the technology. I'd built all the had it built, I didn't build it. The technology for the website, to host the train because Udemy didn't exist. All of these Kajabi, they didn't exist back then. So the training programs, I had to build a hosting platform for them, the lead generation system. So once someone was trained, as you know, as a Smarty VA, they would get leads for people looking to hire a virtual assistant. That had glitches in it because they weren't equally distributing the leads. They would send all the leads like, there were so many glitches in it, all the leads to one Smarty VA or, I just that's kind of what I remember, but we were working out the kinks and fixing them, and then these lawsuits came up. But it's okay. I mean, I totally learned from it. It was a great I have happy memories with it. I took so many lessons from that company. To be honest, within 6 months, that company brought in about $500,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it blew it blew
Well,
my mind.
that's why I really appreciate, and I bring up the article specifically because I think it's so important for entrepreneurs to talk about both their successes and their failures, right? You learn so much from the failures that they have, and that's part of even on this show, what do people like to listen to? They wanna hear the journey. They wanna hear, "What did you try? What didn't work? What failed? What are you gonna do next?" And then also just the thought process behind why you make the decisions that you make, and so to be able to say, look, I tried this, I did this, and now you're actually putting most people don't even wanna talk about it or bring it up, and here you are talking about it on Entrepreneur Magazine where all the entrepreneurs are able to listen to and hear what happened.
I am not embarrassed of any of my failures. I think that's where a lot of entrepreneurs or just in general, people, even if they work in the corporate grind, I will talk about all of my failures in depth. I have nothing to hide because if I didn't have these failures, I wouldn't be number one where I'm at today, but I wouldn't have the knowledge of pointing to my brain. I wouldn't have learned the things that it's just, it is the journey. It is the
Yeah.
journey. And you have to have failures. If someone came to me and said, Star, I could take away all of your future failures. You can just only have successes. I'd say, no, 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 back up a bit. Wait a minute. I want a few failures in there. It's so important, and I embrace them. My thing is, like, fail first and fail
Yeah.
fast, you know?
Yes, alright, so that was how we originally met. It's been forever, and obviously, like, we follow each other online, and I get to see some of the things that you have been doing and popping in and out and doing stuff, but right now, what are you working on? What are you most excited about?
I am most excited about the app that I'm building, and it's called Growth Hive, and it's basically, like, 30 years of my brain, everything that has to do with PR and marketing and branding in this app so that you can have, like, a marketing on the go in your pocket kind of app, but it's so much more than, like, I have, like, little videos and trainings in there. It's like having me on speed dial, right? So, it's an entire program. It's like a 90-day to revenue program no matter where you're at in your business, and I'm not gonna go into the depths of all it because I'll do a whole, like, landing page and marketing launch on it. But why I'm most excited about it, because it has not only my training in it and access to me, I will actually, you can activate in the app, like, "Hey, Star, I wanna pitch this outlet," and it sends me a message, and you can schedule with me, and I'll pitch it with you. Like, if you're too nervous to pitch it, or, it's like again, it's like having me on call or on speed dial. But it also has an accountability program
Mm,
because, again, talking about failures, I've noticed many people in the past from my trainings, the one thing that held people back the most was the lack of follow through, which was the accountability piece, right? So I've added that into the app. So basically, it's like an app to help entrepreneurs, startups, side hustles, um, really learn how to design, if they're at that level, design their brand out, get all the messaging right, the clarity, all that purpose, but it gives them like the step by step on how to catapult to revenue in 90 days if you follow the program. That's what I'm most excited about. That's why I can't
So,
sleep.
oh my gosh, that's so awesome. So how do you when I think about building out an app, I just feel like there's so much. I mean, obviously you've done this in the past, so you have collaborators, you kind of know who to reach out to and how to find the right people, but how does it even work when somebody decides, "I'm gonna do an app," who what is the process of that? Like, what does that even look like?
So it's super interesting. I actually found a company, and there's no affiliate marketing here. I love this company. I don't get any money off of sharing their name, but it's called passion.io. Have you heard of them?
No.
Okay, I should start getting an affiliate link from them.
Right?
They already have the app frame and all of the processes and the systems in it. And so I just engaged them just to help me design it and make sure I'm using their platform, basically. I own my app. They don't own it, but they're designing it. They're working out all the kinks, did all the submissions to Google and Apple. So basically my point is I'm hiring people smarter than me that already have the system instead of trying to find the developer that does this and then trying to understand the language and the lingo and what. No way. It's 2025. You don't need to do that anymore. Hire people smarter than you that know how to do it. And that's the bottom line. That's what I did. So it's passion.io that build that. Well, we have a few more things. They're building my app out. They've been amazing to work with. Um, and it's only been about a month and a half. I've been building this for a year, like design of it and all the content, but they've only been doing it for about a month and I don't even think a month and a half, maybe a month, and it's done.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? I mean, think about 15 years ago when you wanted to develop an app. It really was
Oh,
such a process.
$100,000 minimum, easy, and a headache and such a process. And it wouldn't even work. I did it.
Right. So this is okay. So here's the thing when it comes to any type of creative project that I find interesting. We have so much at our fingertips.
Mhm.
Now people are using AI and you have these people like passion.io that it gives anyone access to create apps, to create websites. I mean, I was at a conference the other day and the guy said, I can build out this website for you in 10 minutes. Now I feel like, okay, it's probably more than 10 minutes, but, everybody makes it sound like, "Oh, it's so easy. We can just build everything in 2 minutes and get it out into the world." So, how do you decide? Because 'cause you're a highly creative person, you have lots of book ideas, podcast ideas, business ideas, all the things. How do you decide what you are going to work on?
Wow. Okay. That's a great freaking question. I Here's the problem with not a problem. Situation with my brain. It never shuts down. So
Oh,
much so that and I'm being totally honest to the core of me. It's painful at times. Like you have to go to the doctor. I don't take anything like medically. But I wish I could. I just don't like, putting certain things in my body, even natural things I've tried. I've gone down that road, but my brain doesn't stop. And so I'm probably shooting out about 20, 30 new ideas a day. And I'm so old school. You're going to laugh. Like I use a yellow.
yes. Oh my gosh. Listen, do you look.
Look at all these.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I have books and journals all over my desk. In fact, I literally just did an episode talking about the tools to use for creativity, and no joke, this is one of the tools.
I love that you
Like,
do that. So I can't put any of my ideas like in a Word doc it just takes almost like removes them from my brain when I've
yeah,
tried.
you want and for those that are only listening, not looking, I was holding we're holding up notebooks, like physical notebooks and pads and little journals, and this is what yeah, I and what I love about this one because it's spiral, I'll write in it, and then then I sometimes will put it on a Google Doc, and then I'll rip it out. Sometimes I'll leave it, but sometimes I'll just be like, "Oh, okay, this one I can rip out and be done with."
I like that. Oh, I like
Yeah.
what it says. I like
Isn't that fun?
I'm
Because
using
I used to have these. Well, I have them still, but
what are those?
these are just
Oh,
tiny
yeah.
little
Tiny little
notebooks.
note. I like that. I like it. I'm using
Yeah, so
little
we're
paper.
old schools, but I love it. I think there's something so powerful about writing things down. But I think a lot of people, definitely a lot of our listeners are in the same. It's just that constant mind doesn't shut off. There's so many ideas. And then, of course, we get inspired by every single podcast we listen to. And we're like, oh, now I want to go do this or I want to go do that. So that's what I mean about how do you stay focused on a project?
So I know after I write them down, if I can't stop thinking about it for a week, basically, that's about my average time. Because I start a new tablet for each idea, right? That sticks. After the week that I kind of wait through it, if I keep thinking, I'm like, oh, what if I built this or what if I did that? And I start doing a little research, then I create a tablet for it because I know, okay, I can't, it's in the gut. Something's happening here. I got to keep moving forward with it. And then I start organizing it from there. I mean, nowadays I use ChatGPT to help me organize and calendar out what this idea might look like, what the timeline, the possible investment, all of that. And I also brain dump my creative ideas about that project or idea into AI. I mean, years ago, it would take me months without AI to organize this myself. But now I just like verbally vomit into it. And then it's like, boop, 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 and it just has everything. It's like, has everything organized for me. Right. And then I just start working on the plan. I mean, and if I hit a block or a barrier, then I ask myself the question, okay, do you still feel it in the gut? Are you still feeling like this is a passion project and I got to do a feeling check, a gut check. If I still feel it, I keep moving forward. If I don't, I put the yellow tablet in my cabinet and it's there if it comes back up again. But such a boring process, but that's the way I do it.
No, it's an intuitive process. And I think so that is part of what's been lost is this idea of allowing ourselves to just be silent, listen to what we're curious about, and just obviously there's even data around just being still, taking a walk in nature without listening to stuff and just letting your intuition guide you in what it is that you really feel like you want to spend time doing. You've worked on big projects. You've written books. You have a book that you've written, and that is a lot of very focused energy.
Yeah, you're right. And that was back when I did my 2 books, again, 15, 18 years ago. It's been a while when you didn't have the tools you have today. I mean, I remember my living room with my books back then. I had hundreds of manuscript pages printed out. I was like doing Twister in my living room, like story mapping the book, right? And nowadays, with all the tools, it's so much easier with the creative to get it organized. I kind of miss those days though. The twister in the living room with the papers everywhere and, like, I miss those. That might be something interesting to think about, like, what if I try that again? The book that I'm working on, what if I did it that way instead of organized it through AI? Hmm,
You could do both. You get to do a little bit of maybe like a blend.
you could do yeah, I like the blend because the old school way, it took me 6 months to get my manuscript done.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it take me maybe a month.
Well,
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about I know that you are also passionate and interested in AI and creativity and that the mix between the two. So, what are your thoughts on using AI? It's fascinating hearing people talk about it. Some that say, "Oh, it's taking out all the work that people actually have to do," and some that are saying, "No, it's my best collaborator." So, what are your thoughts around AI?
I absolutely do not agree with the chatter around AIs replacing humans. I don't know what the future holds. I just know that w AI is not human. It's definitely machine learning, so AI learns from what humans put into it, but AI has no feelings. I mean, I could go down that road. I believe that if you embrace AI and bring it into your world, it will bring more creativity to you. I have to tell you, the last 2 years I've been using AI, mostly the last year that I've really been in depth, it is probably the most creative I've ever been in my adult life because AI is taking chatter and chaos and helping me structure and organize it in like 30 seconds, right? So what like I was saying years ago would take me 6 months to do my manuscript. It would take me a year to map out and, launch a certain company or whatever. Nowadays, AI is almost like it's like my investor, it's my cheerleader. I can't imagine now, like, can you imagine a world now without cell phones? Can you imagine a world now without social media? Okay, maybe we could dream about that, but we need social media now, right? I mean, it's an economy, booster, but AI should be embraced, especially for creative people, because it's just such a partner, taking the chaos out of your mind and really letting you focus on the creative. My work in the last year is way more creative than I think it's ever been. That's bizarre to say, but it's because of AI.
What are your favorite AI tools?
I love ChatGPT. I think it's because I've been using it for so long since the first beta, that it knows me. Again, machine learning, so it knows my voice. It's like we get in arguments some days. And by the way, Tess is my AI assistant, ChatGPT. Her name's Tess. So I am kind of humanizing her a little bit, but only because we started arguing about 6 months ago. And I was like, "Excuse me, bitch, I got to give you a name." Like, that's kind of the big we have. It was the funniest argument. I kept it. I screenshot it. And so now I just say, "Hey, Tess, good morning," or whatever. But at one point, Tess was saying back to me, ChatGPT was saying, "Start, but you did it another way." So I can't remember what the system was. It was it was a post series that I was doing for a client, and caught me on something that I'd missed. Basically, I was like, it totally caught me in, like, piece of the process that I missed for a client, and plugged it back in. But my point is, like, it's fun as well. So that the banter and the arguing that I have back and forth with ChatGPT, it just cracks me up. There are days where I'll be like, "Hey, tell me a cheesy joke." And it just, shoots me out because I need to laugh. Like, when I'm feeling
Yep.
I want laughter, right? The cheesiest jokes, but yet I'm just dying laughing. Like, can you ask, a human to say, "Hey, tell me the cheesiest joke"? Not all of them are gonna have one off the top of their head. AI will. You can get your laughter right there, you know? Anyway, I could ramble on about AI, but ChatGPT is my favorite. Perplexity comes in a close second. I like Grok. I don't love Grok. I like Grok, and I like Jasper AI too. It's specifically a marketing AI platform, but I'm so attached to ChatGPT. I really don't. I mean, that's my full time AI. I can't help it. I'm in love.
I'm in love.
I would use I'm in love with Tess, but that sounds a little weird.
I know. I was gonna say,
Kevin, then I'm in love with Kevin.
oh my god. So how do you how you've done a lot of creative work. And your work is creative too, right? Like you're in marketing, so I feel like it's already kind of embedded in what you do. Lots of people would classify that as creative type work. What how do you how do you think about your body of work and where you are today versus where you were last 10 years ago and where you really see yourself like 5, 10 years from now?
God, I love your questions. You're an amazing hostess, by the way. Host.
Oh.
Um, they're so thought provoking, and I usually, like, my whole career, I've done interviews, and I'm like, I know the answer. I know, and I'm stalling right now because I don't have it. No, it's such a great question. So where I was at 10, 15 years ago, um, was very much a I'm just gonna say it, kind of fake it till you make it. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing on the stage half the time or even in social media, but I kind of, like, faked it a little bit and then learned it to make sure I knew what I was doing. I did it a little backwards, and then I just kept learning and learning and learning. But really, truly, 10 years, 15 years later, where I'm at now, I've had major life changes, like most of us do, right? Been in and out of a marriage. Um, I had a health scare thing. Like, I've just had major jolts in my last 10 years that have kicked me off path, but have brought me back stronger than I've ever been before. So grateful for them. They were painful. Wouldn't want to go through them again, but super grateful I did. And now where I want to be 5 to 10 years from now is I want to stay in a creative environment, which is what I do is very much a creative space, coming up with marketing campaigns, ideas, concepts, visuals. Now I am playing in, like, the AI video world. My brother's a producer in Hollywood world. And we've done some great projects together, right? Some videos. So I want to do a lot more creative work that way. But I also want automated income again, which in my 20s, that's how I made my. And then I went into the agency world and did retainer. And I'm back doing retainer, but I want to move back into automated income, which is just like getting paid for my creativity while I sleep or while I create more, you know?
Yeah.
And giving is in that too. I have a lot of giving goals, lots of giving goals, you know? That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah, that is a great topic too. What do you feel being in marketing? Gosh, it's changed so much, right? I mean, you had a social media business before people even really knew what social media was and where it was going, and now it feels like there are just like I mentioned, there's a lot of people online talking about it. It's so easy. You start this Shopify site and tomorrow you're a millionaire and it just click these buttons and all of a sudden passive everyone's talking about passive income and it's just so overwhelming, and I wonder how many of the creators are in that fake it till you make it phase or how many of them are actually really
All of them. Oh, bullshit, 'cause I've done it my whole career, and it is not easy, and the systems that you see, I'm not saying that the systems that are coming across your feed aren't, effective, but it took them 2, 5, 10 years to figure it out, and yes, they might be charging top dollar because they spent the 10 years figuring out the system, not you, but all of them are basically fake it till they make it. I mean, I can't, my feed is so full of, "Do you wanna be a coach? Do you wanna, here's how I make 200,000 a month being a coach." And I'm like, "Bitch, get off my feed. Get out. That took you 10 years to get there. I mean, congrats to you, but stop promising people they're gonna get there in 30 to 60 days. Stop, because you're gonna upset the end user, and your credibility and reputation is gonna be out there. You might make money, that person might make money up front, sure. Sell the crap out of their program because 'cause they're making all these promises, and then you never see their brand again. Why is that? Well, because they didn't deliver on the promises. They are saying you can make this amount of money in, 30, 60, 90 days. But what they're not saying is that it took them 10 years or 5 years or 2 years to do it themselves. So you'll never see that brand in your feed again because they're gone. They took all that money, they're gone, and they're on to their next concept. That's my take and experience with it. What about
there there is well, what I love is the people that I see that they have built something remarkable. And for example, years and years ago, I started following or I found this guy, Sean Cannell, who does YouTube. He teaches people how to use YouTube to build a business.
I've heard of that name.
Have you?
Yeah.
So it's called Think Media. And I remember when I first discovered him, he was they were doing decent on YouTube. Obviously, they were teaching you how to use YouTube, and they had this course. And I have to tell you, it has been so cool to watch him build a team of people, a really engaged community, really fun, like just celebrating the successes of the people that were able to go from starting to 10K subscribers and 20 and what he going back to what you said, promised, the promise,
Mhm.
he fulfills his promise. And that's what I look at with there are people that are online and those are the people that I feel like they're the ones that stick around and stay. They are the perennial sellers. Some of my favorite, like Ryan Holiday, I mention him often. He's one of my favorite authors. He's written tons of books, and every one of his books, this is the promise of the book. You get, like, he fulfills the promise. And that's what I love about people that build something remarkable. They are the ones that stick around. They are the ones that are building a real true fan base because of their they're just you can really tell they're in it for the work. Like I always one of my girlfriends and I whenever we're challenged, we always and we're like, "Oh, I just want to figure this out." And we always have to remind each other, the reward is the work. Like the
Yeah.
reward is the work. And you can tell when people are creating something and they have the mindset of the reward is the work. Like with you, you're like, no, I want all my failures. I need to go through those things in order to not only get to the other side, but also appreciate the other side even more.
Mm. Totally. Boy, you just hit the nail on the head. It's truly the people that rise to the top and you continually see their brands because they have fulfilled and continue to fulfill on their promise,
Yeah.
period. And that's the difference between all the massive messaging that's going on. That's what separates the people that rise to the top. I mean, end of sentence, mic drop.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then it's cool because you watch them grow. That's what it's been so fun watching you with your journey because even from afar, it's like, but you still get up. Man, like you still get up and you still do it and you still have ideas and you not only have ideas, but you're putting them to practice and you have this belief system of like, it's gonna work. Like this is the thing that's gonna work. And I feel like when anyone who's building anything, you kind of have to have this level of almost,
Crazy.
yes. Oh, yeah. Oh,
I get up every day. Like I used to have over 1 million followers back in my entrepreneur like tour days, and two of my channels got hacked, never recovered. So I lost all my followers, right? So now I have 3,000 here, 400 here on certain channels. I'm rebuilding. It's not about the followers nowadays. Don't get me wrong. If you have a great following that's engaged, that's a whole other thing. But what's super interesting to me is I still will get up and just post. I will post a video. I will post a post. I might get 2 likes. I might get 10. I might get 30. But let me tell you something. Every cheesy video I've posted that's taken me 10 takes because I didn't like the first 9, right? Every time, without fail, and I have a file that I keep these in, somebody messages me because it triggered something in their head, right? Just like the email I sent to you, I just started sending to my email list again, 6 months ago. Every time I only send one email out a month, every time I get something in, I have gained like 4 new clients off of cheesy videos that got 2 likes. Didn't matter. It was in their feed. Something triggered in them, activated them, and they contacted me. So I have to keep showing up. I want to as well. But if I don't keep showing up, I'm also doing a disservice if I think about it, because I'm activating something in these people that need my help. So if I don't show up, I'm not helping. That's the way I think of it. I want to do those videos that I'm posting. Some days I won't even post because I did 30 takes on a video. I'm like, I'm not posting anything today. But then I say to myself, Star, if you don't post today, you're posting tomorrow. You can't keep using that excuse. I have this battle constantly, but I still show up and do it. Maybe not yesterday, but I did today. You know what I mean? You still,
yeah.
but you have
Uh,
that purpose, right?
isn't it so funny? We are our own worst critic.
Oh,
And I do think it's interesting how most creators will say it's the blog post, it's the podcast, it's the video that took me 2 minutes, that I didn't brush my hair, that
yep.
I looked horrible, like the video was shaky, and that's the one that actually hit when they spent, you spend hours on this video and editing and adding animation and all the things, and it's like, nope, that didn't do anything. But the one that you're just like, record.
Yeah. Oh, it's totally true. It's
So
totally
crazy.
true. It's the ones that I don't overthink. I feel like that get more, whatever, traction or more people reach out because of it. It's so true. So true. So we need to stop overthinking.
I know. That's yes. Yes, and yes. So you're also working on a podcast.
I am. I did just launch it. It's the Level Up Lab. I really want to help walk entrepreneurs through startups, side hustles, pushing through, as we're just talking about, their fears and not showing up and the procrastination, and obviously give them the tools and teach them how to grow their business. But it's really like a lab and a hot seat of bringing people on that have already done it, so I can share examples. Like I actually am interviewing my next podcast, a head of a casino in Las Vegas that I used to work with. He's brilliant, and I can't wait to share his mind, but he's already like gotten to the level of that success and happy place by pushing himself and by having the failure. So I'll share those stories, but I want to bring on the raw, real entrepreneurs going through struggles that need help, that need a push. And I'm going to like activate them to do something live on the show, like make that call or whatever it might be that I'll help them get to. That's why it's kind of
Ooh.
like a lab. Anyway, I just launched it and I only have I have my intro episode, which again was one of those, I'm just going to record it and put it up and listen to it later. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. But I still left it up. Don't care. It's still up there, right? And then I did another interview with Amy Cosper, the editor, former editor in chief of Entrepreneur Magazine. And I have 2 more recorded, but I haven't put them up yet.
But
I'll
why?
get
What
there.
are you doing? Come on.
Because you see all the yellow tablets I have on my desk? And by the way, and my mic is broke. I gotta order another mic. That's why it's not in front of me today. I'm not
Oh
on my
my gosh.
anyway.
Get it
But
together, man. Get it
I know,
together.
right? I mean, 16 hours isn't enough right now, Star. Come on, 18, 18.
Oh my gosh. So what do you do? What do you do to quiet your brain, to be in that place of calm, to kind of figure out what it is that matters most?
A glass of wine? I can't do that. I can't do that at 9 AM. Um, well, for me, my dogs quiet my brain. Like just having them, I have them in. Actually, I'm gonna have one right now. In the room with me, and I'll take a pet break, a cuddle break, and getting outside in the sun. It's just kind of those type of normal things. Or I start doing, if I cancel my brain, I can't believe I'm sharing this with you. I'll start going around like my room or my office, and I'll start giving crazy names to like items in my room. I know it sounds so bizarre. Well, for example, I'll have like my to-do list in front of me and I'll give it a name. Like it's like my dream launcher list, and I'll name my coffee cup something like wild and crazy. So that's how I start to calm my brain, is by going into doing a creative activity to get my thoughts off of things that are overloading my brain.
Mm.
Or like I'll write myself a love letter from the future to from my brand from my brand to my brand. So like I do creative stuff like that to slow my brain and get into a different space.
Ooh,
It's,
I like that.
you know,
I like that.
a little weird like that.
You're so weird. I
Oh
love
yeah.
it. Is there a book, a quote, a resource that you're loving right now besides Tess, of course?
I Tess is good. I think I need to have a male name in there too, especially when I say I'm in love with. Uh, I have a couple good books that I have on Audible right now that I'm really loving. I have to tell you, it's not even a marketing or creative book. It's called Let Them by Mel Robbins.
Oh, yeah.
And only because I went through a divorce, just in the past few years, it's really helped me to let other people, critics, whatever it might be, family members, let them be who they are, give them the space to do that and be okay with it. And then the other part in her book, which is now let me be who I am and create what I'm creating. And she goes through it way better than I just explained it. But it's really inspired me. That book has really it's like it woke something up in me, awakened. So I love that book. Let's see, what else do I have right now? What else do I have going? Oh, I'm reading through Dave Ramsey's Money Makeover Habits thing, because I started over financially post divorce, and I just want to make sure all my systems are in check. Motivation wise, I love always opening a Les Brown Audible. Can't get enough of Les Brown.
Old school, yeah.
Old school stuff. I love Jen Sincero, her Badass series.
Yep.
Have you dug into hers?
I only have, her first one, "You Are a
Oh,
Badass."
I love the one at Making Money. You're a badass at making money. That's probably my favorite one she's done.
Is it?
And then I'm picking up this book, which is Do What You Love, by Pete Herman. So that is totally on. I wrote it. It's here. I wrote it on my list.
Yay!
It's gonna be my next inspiration book, because I need like an inspiration book right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Have you read you've read The Artist's Way, Julia
Years
Cameron,
and I tried to do it years ago. I still have it probably in my cabinet. Yes, I have.
because
That's
that's
great. You like write.
yeah, she teaches you morning pages, which is the right when you wake up, it's the stream of consciousness writing. You just write, 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 write.
Yep,
She has another one that I
I
also
tried it. I did morning pages post separation for like 60 days. I think it's like a 90-day challenge or something that she says. I can't remember the amount, but I didn't make it to the amount of time. She said I stopped doing it, but I can't even tell you why I did, because it was incredibly eye-opening.
Yeah.
It was
Isn't
a
it great?
beautiful journey. Yeah. Writing it down again, Artist's Way.
I don't always journal the full 3 pages, but I have to do something. Also, Speaking of Matthew Kelly and slowing down your brain, his latest book is Slowing Down to the Speed of
Oh,
Joy.
I love that. I'm writing down this. I'm looking over here.
This book is so good, and it really helps people give themselves permission to actually slow down and just be and just calm. And I heard this therapist, this didn't come from his book, but years ago, I heard someone say, if busyness is your drug, if busyness is your drug, relaxation will feel like stress.
Oh my gosh.
And that to me, I was like, "Oh, I feel like you're talking to me." Like, that was, like, that really hit because I think a lot of people who are very type A and driven and you're working on a lot of stuff, like a lot of the people listening, right? Like, they have lots of different creative projects that they're excited about, and it's very challenging to shut the mind down, and so I thought that was
I love
interesting.
that. I
Yeah.
said ouch because it super interesting way to look at that. I was just gonna say that I absolutely also love the old Sark books. Have you heard of Sark?
No.
She's back from the 80s and 90s, and I can't even think of some of the titles right now, but SARK, just super creative, um, just journals and books and things that she wrote. And I have them in a box and I need to bring them out again. But she really helped me in my 20s and 30s with my creativity.
Are they
It's,
about creativity?
yeah, creativity and just activating joy and creativity. And I met her once at a book signing, again, back when people did book signings. Just such an incredible, beautiful, like radiant person. But you triggered that in me somehow today to remember Sark books. So I'm gonna pull those.
Ooh, okay, that's no accident.
It's no accident.
I don't Twyla Tharp has a book called The Creative Habit, and she's a choreographer in
Oh,
New York, and her book is really beautiful too, very much around the art of creativity and moving your body and like anyway, we could go on for days and days, books for days.
yeah.
All right, Star, I always ask my guests one final question. What is one activity that we can do in 10 minutes or less to live a more creative life?
I'm gonna take from my own bucket, which I mentioned earlier, is take 10 minutes and write yourself a love letter from the future. From yourself or your company, your brand, your passion, whatever it might be. Think about 5 years from now. Like, it puts you in that space looking at you 5 years earlier and write a love letter. I do it. I mix it up, but I do it from my brand or my passion, which is marketing or PR. It's like my Starr Hall brand writes me a letter. I do this a couple times. I would say I do it every 4 to 6 weeks. I'll write that love letter because I come up with new things. And it's like a
Mm,
diary. So I'll be like, hi, Star, it's been 2 months later. You know what I mean? So I keep doing those. And that helps me. It helps me with self-love and it helps me with creativity.
I love that. And
Yes.
people I also think I also think people should walk around their office and name things. I think that is hilarious.
I'm gonna put a list of the really weird names of my lamps and my
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, Star, it was so fun chatting with you and getting reconnected. I'm so excited for all your projects and everything that you have going on. We're going to have you come back in a year and just give us an update on where you are and what's happening with the app and all
um,
the fun things.
I would love it. And I would love for you to have you on my podcast. And there's a couple other podcasts I'm thinking that you should be on that I know of too. But thank
Oh,
you for having me. I'm
oh
so grateful.
yeah. No, thank you. You're awesome.
You are too.
I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope you got at least one idea, something that inspires you to move your creative dream forward. How relatable was it when she was talking about creating the videos, even when she didn't feel like it? Believing so much that her message matters to the right person, that's the fuel she needs to get behind the camera and then to post it, to share it, to put out into the world because she believes in her work. And this is so important to believe in the work that you're doing, to believe that you are meant to create whatever it is that you feel called to create. It's inside of you for a reason. This is why we need creative friends. We need supportive friends that are cheerleaders, that are cheering us on, saying, yes, go, go, go. But we also need creative friends, the people in your life that are actively pursuing their dreams. actively creating something. They understand the challenge of showing up every day. They understand the challenge that comes along with creating. They get to lift you up and support you. And when you share with them some of the challenges you're going through, they're like, yep, I get it. But what are we doing to move forward? How are you getting over that? What are you doing next? Keep showing up, put in the work, do the work. Like we talked about in the episode, the reward is the work. I love that idea of the reward being the work. There is something so fulfilling about that when you get something out of just showing up. All right. You are awesome. I hope this episode pumped you up and you're excited to go work on something. Go figure out your next project. Go take that next right step. Go create something.